Guys, tonight on All Sports Central, we're going over a recap and reaction on Miami and Florida. This game just got over about 20 minutes ago. Overall, it was a great game. Really was impressed by how well or how great it was. I mean, Florida coming into this game, I really expected them to actually be able to take handle of it early and end up rolling to an easy victory, but really, it was not much of an easy one for them at all in this one. I thought Miami, honestly, once we got into the fourth quarter, all these turnovers were happening off of Florida. I thought Miami was going to be able to pull it out. And Miami should have pulled it out in this game. I am absolutely stunned that they did not win this game. Florida ended up giving up 4 turnovers, and it could have been many more than that. And so for Florida, they got really lucky in this game, I think. And we're going to be going over what I expected from this game, what I thought of it, and also I'm going to give you guys a quick overview of what I'm going to expect from these two teams going into the rest of the year. So, a few key points to start off with. Miami looked very impressive on both sides, especially on defense. Really was impressed with this Miami team tonight. There was a ton of uncertainties, in my opinion, just because, the quarterback situation seemed a little bit messy coming into this year with having a new quarterback starting. And then also they were missing their top wide receiver due to an injury. And so I kind of there was some uncertainties there. Of course, at running back, they had DJ Dallas, and so I was kind of confident that Miami was going to be able to have a good, or they were going to be good in the running game today. But yeah, I was impressed with this team. I think Miami honestly does have a pretty good shot at competing in the ACC and contending in it for sure. And I think they could be a surprise team this year. They should have won this game. Not gonna lie. Florida messed up so many times. I think Miami could easily pulled it out. Speaking of which, Florida did not impress me as much. I picked in the offseason, I'm already regretting it. I picked Florida to make it to the SEC championship game. And looking at how this team played tonight, they have a lot of things to fix. Felipe Franks really had the ups and downs tonight. He had some pretty good stats. He had some bright points. But the thing is, though, he made some really bad decisions at some points as well. There's this one interception where Franks literally threw it into triple coverage. And I have no idea why he did that, but then he acted injured afterward. And probably because he was so embarrassed that he did that. But really, he did not have a very good night, in my opinion. He's got a lot to improve on. Overall, though, his stats were pretty good from last season. So, I thought that he would have a pretty good year this year, and I think he will, of course. But I think Florida, though, they do have a lot to improve on. Hold on to the football. The turnovers for tonight, Florida had 4, Miami had 1. Miami could have had 2 or 3, honestly. They got lucky there a couple times as well. Then Florida could have had 5, possibly even 6. It was crazy. If you looked in the third and the fourth quarter, and everyone watching this, you guys can all agree on this. The ball was just flying everywhere. It was being stripped, and we were seeing it on the ground all over the place, and it was crazy. It was a crazy game. You could not be certain about anything in the end of this game. But now looking at a few stats, here are Florida stats from tonight. Felipe Franks was 17 for 27, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So overall, 17 for 27, that isn't terrible. 254 yards, that's pretty good. Yeah, 2 interceptions, of course. You like that all the time. He had a rushing touchdown in there as well, but 2 interceptions, you can't have 2 interceptions. You cannot give up the ball twice in an interception. You just can't do that. So he's going to have to improve on that if this team's going to make it anywhere. Lemico Perrine, rushing yards. He had 10 attempts, 42 yards, and no touchdowns for the running game. And then P. Ryan for receptions. He had 6 receptions, 25 yards, 1 touchdown. Hammond was their best wide receiver tonight, 4 receptions, 93 yards. And then Tony, he is a running back, I believe. He had 1 reception tonight for 66 yards and had 1 touchdown off of it. He didn't really have a lot of yards in the running game. I think he only had 3, so I didn't want to put that on here. Kyle Pitts, he is a tight end, I believe. 3 receptions, 33 yards. So overall in offense, it wasn't as much of a offensive night. If you watched my preview, I kind of said I didn't think it was going to be much of an offensive night. And it really wasn't. I predicted the score to be 20-19, Florida winning it. And so I was pretty close on there. I knew it was going to be close. I thought it was going to be close. And then Florida pulls it up kind of towards the end. But yeah, so I was kind of around the ballpark there. But yeah, then we go on to Miami. Jared Williams kind of impressed me tonight. I was kind of happy with how he did. 19 out of 30. Really I mean, he could do a little better there, but 214 yards, still really good. 1 touchdown. DJ Dallas had a pretty good night. 12 attempts, 89 yards, 1 touchdown. That's pretty good compared to the rest of the offensive players that we saw here tonight. Brevin Jordan, tight end, 5 receptions, 88 yards, 1 touchdown. KJ Osborne, I believe, was their best wide receiver, 4 receptions, 41 yards. DJ Dallas's reception stats, 4 receptions, 37 yards. And Jeff Thomas was their wide receiver, 2 receptions, 28 yards. So, I mean, overall, I think Miami, they did a much better game than Florida did. Florida got away with this one. I mean, I'm going to keep saying that about tonight, is that they got away with a win here. Miami fans who are watching this, my apologies, honestly. I think Florida kind of stole one here. I think we all honestly can agree, even Florida fans. You guys, it was a tough night for you guys, especially on offense with the turnovers and stuff. Hopefully you guys will be able to improve, though, going into the rest of the season, because you're going to really have to if you're going to contend in the SEC, that's for sure. Here are my updated final record predictions. 9-3 for Miami before this. I'm going to go with 9-3 once again. I don't really expect them to go, 8-4 is possible. But I think Miami's going to contend in the ACC. They're going to go 9-3 still. Florida, I'm moving down 1 notch to 10-2. I was not impressed by them tonight. I consider putting them at a 9-3 as well. 11-1, saying that right now. And then considering you have to go on at Georgia later on in the season, it's going to be brutal. I think you go 10-2 this year. I think Georgia also, it's once again very, very early in the season. This is week 0 we're talking about. But Georgia now is slightly ahead of Florida, I think, in the SEC rankings in their division. I'm just more confident in Georgia right now. But of course, we'll see how they play in week 1 as well. I think it could be surprising, but we'll see. College football is so unpredictable sometimes, and so kind of coming into these games, it's tough to say who's going to win. Here's what these two teams got next. Florida is going to be on September 7th. They will be at home against UT Martin. You should have an easy game there. You'll probably start off 2-0, and I expect the game to probably be more of a lopsided one towards Florida. Meanwhile, Miami, on the other hand, you guys are going to go to North Carolina. It's going to be a road game, so you really haven't been at home a whole lot. Tonight, of course, was in Florida, but being at South Carolina, it's a road game. You do not want to sleep on that one. North Carolina, I think, will be improved this year, possibly 4 or 5 wins, but I do not expect them to do anything crazy. I think Miami's going to get the win there as well. We'll go over previews possibly if the time comes for that, but thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the game tonight. Hawaii and Arizona is going on right now. I don't expect to do a preview on that here tonight. But yeah, really looking forward to this season. It was a great game tonight. Start off the year. Be sure to subscribe. Stay tuned for more. I'll be going over some more Week 1 previews coming up in the next couple of days, and I'll also give out my Week 1 rankings probably either tomorrow or Monday. We'll have to see when that happens. Once again, thank you guys all for watching, and stay tuned for more from All Sports Central.